not bad.
Oh, look at it now.
Okay, hold on, let me see. Look at me now. Maybe it'll take a second. I don't see it yet. Are you logged into the Dan Hale Draws Comics and other stuff?
What's that?
Are you streaming? Did you go live on everything?
Hang on.
We're gonna have to make sure we get all the. Oh, there you are. Now you're live. Now I see. Yeah, I see you. Oh, look at your little overlays. How did you do that?
It's super easy, dude. So you just go in Photoshop, make an overlay, probably 10, the HD size, 1920 1080, and then then basically cut out like in whatever background, like I have that kind of light blue, whatever, cut out. Well, I made a shape on top what I wanted, and then I selected those pixels and deleted them from the background, and then you save it as a PNG, so that way you just have to have the transparency for wherever you want the actual windows to go, like your stream window.
So just as long as it's empty in the squares, kind of thing.
Yeah. You just want to so just make a thing and then cut out, leave the room, and cut those out from the background. And then, and you can put anything you want there. And what I think we should do, since we're doing these, when we're doing them together like this, then we'll have, what I should have is, instead of just me,
like, I go in one window, you go in the other, kind of?
Yeah, it'd be like half and half, and then...
Yeah.
I don't know how to stack it, but ideally it'd be like...
Did you see mine? I have you on I'm on the top and you're on the bottom.
Let me look at it.
So I could just do an overlay like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe this should work. Maybe, because we're sharing, it's like... Well, no, because... Because if we start sharing... See, this is where it gets complicated, because if we're sharing each other's screens...
I don't know if the audio comes through the browser, though.
Yeah, well... The audio, I think, is fine with us doing the call, but then it's going to get weird because if I'm sharing your screen, which is you sharing me, sharing you, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to become this, it's going to look weird because really we just want 4 things. We want both of our faces, both of our screens. But if we share each other's, then it's be like your thing, you and your video, you and your screen, and then it's going to be... my YouTube page, which then has a section in that, which is you know what I'm saying? It's going to be like this infinite mirror thing going on.
Oh, maybe.
It's
I don't know.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't know how to share just your video.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the, yeah.
Unless there's...
It's just funny how I'm sure there's more information out there about this, and I'm gonna work with my buddy John because he's a.
Well, it's like, doesn't anybody do this? Like, doesn't anyone else try and do this? Like,
I'm sure they do, but I think most of it. Yeah, I don't know. You would think someone would do this for collaboration and calls and different.
It's because all the streamers are just greedy folks.
Yeah.
But you're on the call. I mean, we're on the...
Yeah, I mean, this is fine for now. We're going to get better at it. I did my overlay today, so just one step at a time.
Is that what you were doing when you said, oh yeah, I'm getting ready?
Yeah, well, I had made this a while ago, and then I re-watched a video where a guy showed you how to do it. And literally, in your little window with all your sources and stuff, you just add source, add image, and then you put overlay, and then you just make sure that's on top of your your video, or yeah, the top kind of in the stack.
I get you. Yeah. All right, I'll have to mess around with it. So, how are you?
Good. I'm
We should turn this into like a podcast, like drawing, where it's like a Joe Rogan, like, like, so kids these days, they're playing too many video games. I mean, if you play Taekwondo, at least you learn something.
Do you listen to Rogan?
No.
No. I heard they're kind of like finally getting some pushback from Spotify because, he took that crazy deal. So people are kind of mad where it's like, no, he said he'll be uncensored. It's like, he took $100 million. He'll do whatever they want, like.
Yeah. It's not serious radio.
Yeah.
This isn't Howard Stern. This is very exciting. I'm excited.
Yeah.
It might be only you and me on the channel, but
yeah,
it's exciting.
Hey, I'm just happy to be up and working this early. For me, this is a feat. Like, my usual start time for actually drawing is usually like 11 or 12. It's a problem.
$11 or $12, jeez, man, slacker.
I know. It's just like I'm a night owl. I just wake up late, and then I gotta.
Well, you can do this at night then.
Feed the cats, and then by the time I make food and have breakfast and all that stuff, I didn't shower yet, but I'll do that after this.
Try to get some inspiration here.
What are you working on?
This page.
So you pretty much just do colors. No, you do inks on your stream, right? Do you have a camera?
I adjust things. I did the ink yesterday and streamed. Okay. I just moved the camera.
Nice.
But right now, I'm just doing coloring.
You should get, man, I just bought this thing. I need to use it more. The problem is I don't usually draw flat, but I got this camera. Oh, hang on. I don't know if you can, let me see if I pull it over so you can see it. It's like a overhead camera. I got the expensive one.
Oh, yeah, like a dock cam? Kind of like a dock cam, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The resolution on it isn't, it says like it's 4K, but it's not really, I don't think. I think it's like maybe 720. But yeah, it's kind of like, it's mostly for like teachers and stuff. The problem with it is like it's made for you to be like working flat on a surface, and then you have the camera right over it. Whereas I usually draw on my drawing table, which is has a it's angled, right? So to have it, and then it have you can kind of angle it a little bit, but it does not bend. It needs one more axis to turn on. That would make it perfect, so they could match the angle of the drawing table.
But it sounds like a dock cam.
Oh, what?
It's like a dock cam. It's like for teachers.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. It says it's for teachers and like scanning books and stuff like that. It's like,
how much was that?
I was gonna get one that was 100, but it sold out, so I bought the one that was like 200, which was probably a waste. Wow. I think it has like more physical controls on it, which is nice. Like you can do focus it, and there's a light on it, which is cool. It's not very powerful though, but I'll send you a link. It's called like IPEVO, something like that. IPEVO. But
nice.
I need to use it more, but I need to set my. The only thing is, I need to set my drawing thing flat, or just put it flat on my desk to draw, which is kind of weird for me. So.
Oh, I see. You'll figure it out. Yeah. This going to be the best looking issue of Scared by the Bell. You watch.
Nice.
It's
do you have them on Comixology?
No, I just haven't gone. It's a pain to submit those and.
Yeah, dude, you gotta do it though. I feel like that's like the biggest market.
Well, I need to get on Webtoon. It's on Webtoon a little bit, but.
Oh right, and you say you just drop them as is, right? Like you don't try to.
Yeah, I just have to. I was, but now I just think it's just too much work.
Yeah, dude. I think I was telling you I was trying to convert Half-Breed, and that's just 9 pages. And man, even just like I don't even know if I'm done with the first page. No, I'm on. I think I finished the first page. Bro. I'm still doing the first page. It's so hard. Like when you're doing it after the fact, like it's really difficult to convert. It's kind of fun, but like I'm just like, man, this is it's a huge. I don't know that people do it too. I was looking at one person who's doing one. And they're like they update 3 times a month, which most of them do it every week. But they're dropping like I count the panels, and I'm like they're dropping like 20, 30 panels every update. So I'm like, dude, you guys are finishing 5 pages, 6 pages a week, full color. It's just
what a bunch of jerks.
Yeah, I'm just amazed at the output. It's really amazing.
Right. Well, I wonder how much they're ahead.
Still, I mean, they just keep cranking. Like, the one guy. I mean, some people are just like crazy fast like that. Like, God, faces are like the hardest thing. Like, whenever I scan things back in, I'm always like, oh, I gotta just basically.
Change stuff.
Yeah. Just because. I feel I'm getting better at it. Like, I don't hate the drawings on the board. I remember one of the first issues I was doing. I was like, oh my god, every face I was drawing, I had to.
You're like, I gotta fix this.
Yeah, totally redraw everything. But now I'm trying to draw bigger too. That's the main thing. Is like, trying to get the figures to be as big as possible in each panel.
I'm wondering if I should just. This is very upbeat music.
Yeah. You said this is like, do you pay for like the service to use this or what?
Yeah, it's like $5 a month, and then it's all like okay to stream. Well, you can select the okay to stream stuff.
Okay. Can you also use it in like regular videos? So I guess it stays there, right? So it must have a license because obviously your videos stay online even after you stream it.
Yeah, so it's like. It's okay. I mean, that's the whole point of the site, I think.
That's cool. Yeah, I've downloaded some tracks that I've used when I do like time-lapse ones or whatever. The ones I put on my YouTube from like free sites, but I'm trying to do it right, but it's hard to like understand they're like, okay, paste all this to like make it, okay, where you have to put like the URL of the artist and everything else, and you're like,
well, because YouTube will ding you otherwise. They'll just like take your video down. If they're like, oh, this isn't, this is not yours,
Yeah, I've heard a lot of nightmares about like people like just copyright claiming stuff. Like even when the person's like a musician, they're literally making the music or they wrote it themselves. Like someone will come on like, no, that's my music, take it down. Like copyright claiming. So.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like just. Yeah.
Well, that's lame.
Yeah, I don't.
So I'm reading 20th Century Boys. The guy did Pluto.
Oh yeah, I was literally just looking at those the other day. I was like, I'm gonna get them soon.
Read Pluto first.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm reading first. Yeah.
But it's good. It takes a little while to get going, but I dig it. I think he's great. That guy.
Why is it called 20th Century Boys?
Because it's kind of about like this friends in the 20th century.
Okay. So hopefully that commercial storyboard is going to come out soon because they filmed it a couple weeks ago. So last week. So yeah, hopefully I'm going to get paid for it. I just sent out the invoice yesterday. So hopefully.
So this is a commercial?
Yeah.
Dude, damn, it's awesome.
Yeah, I really need to reach out. Oh, but
how do you feel?
Good. It was really exhausting. It was really hard. Like,
is that the one that?
Yeah, the one kicked my ass. So that one was. So I'm just hoping I want to get more gigs doing it, but I'm hoping they're not so intense. All the time.
I think they are.
Okay. Well.
I don't know. I don't have it. Well, that's my impression is that it's kind of a hurry up.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean. I think it's just expectations because most of the other boards I see online are a lot looser than the ones I'm usually doing, and yeah, so
maybe you'll get faster.
I used to be hard on myself before about being slow, but I don't think I am. I am not spending a lot of time. I drew a really, really ugly rough version. And then, I tighten it up a little bit, and that's pretty much it. I'm not doing, spending,
right.
Hours doing, trying to perfect these things,
See, you're already there.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, I need to reach out to people. Well, the main thing is I just need to be better at time tracking and maybe negotiating stuff. I was actually this one other guy I friends with on Facebook. He was talking about he just did a music video, and yeah, it was the same exact thing I was just talking about. He told him he did all this overtime because it took so long. It was it had to be done the next day, and then basically he told him how much the overtime would be, but instead of charging all the overtime, he just did a 2-day rate, which. Because instead of doing time and a half for the extra hours. So stuff like that's fine, but yeah, I think I need to be just more upfront. Hey man, I'll do the time, I'll put in the work, but you got to pay me. Can't be killing myself for a day's rate when I'm working 12 or 15 hours. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, I think you'll just get more comfortable having those conversations.
Yeah. Because you're just always afraid of scaring off the client, but when they're working at this level, they should have decent budgets and stuff. So
it's a sign that they're going to be a pain.
Yeah. Well, that was what happened here. Was I thought maybe this guy was just paying himself, but then I'm actually getting paid from the production company who's paying him. The overall.
So he's trying to, yeah.
So, and he had basically told him what I told him for the price, but I thought I was quoting him because he does his own boards sometimes, So then I thought, okay, well I'm helping this guy out because he doesn't have time or wants him to look better to help him get the gig or do whatever. But I don't think that was the case. He was he got permission to hire me from the production, so they, were probably, I could probably ask them for more because they're, the company. It's not just this guy.
Well, I think that'll just come as the more you do it. You'll be oh, okay, I understand this situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
So don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm like, man, doing a gig like that should like basically pay my rent, you know, like instead of like paying half of it or something. Because it really wiped me like that whole week after it. I couldn't do anything else. Like I had done, basically 3 days of work in 2 days, and I was just like, I'm done. I'm gonna like sit on the couch and like vegetate.
Right.
But yeah, I just gotta keep going. Yeah, I gotta.
I think you'll as you go, you'll just. I mean, you're not supposed to be an expert at this yet, right? I mean,
yeah. It'd be really cool to get an in-house gig. Like I applied to like Blizzard and stuff. Although that'd be a pain in the ass because they're like really far away, but be worth it.
Blizzard was in the news for something recently.
Yeah.
I think they like don't. Oh, everyone exposed how much they pay everybody.
Oh right. Oh, is it? Yeah.
I don't think it's super. There's a lot of places near you, like though. There's a lot of
Yeah, I keep applying.
like Riot Games and.
Oh, I applied there a bunch, man. But they're like the top in the world, man. Like I mean, most of these places are, but like they fly people in. They're the ones that like they don't have a problem like bringing somebody in on a visa, that's like incredibly good from whatever country. Which I understand if you have that money and that you're working at that level. So I've applied to so many jobs. I was applying to just like kind of more office jobs back, a couple of years ago. I never got any of those either. Never got any callbacks or anything. And the art stuff, yeah, I feel like their art stuff is just like so insane. You have to be like you gotta be like the 1%ers of art to work there, Which is almost like funny why they even put out an ad. They should probably just like approach the best person, like whoever's on ArtStation they like, all right, we'll hire you. They're like, okay, cool. Like,
right.
We'll pay you 6 figures or whatever they hopefully pay.
Is it that good? I don't know.
I don't know. So working on. I mean, they're like one of the biggest things in the world right now. I mean,
Riot?
well, they were. I mean, maybe Fortnite people are now, but I would say, like League of Legends, like that's insanely huge.
How's their what's the other one? Valorant. That's
yeah, I saw some people playing online. I don't really know if it's. Is it on consoles though, or is that only on?
I don't know, but that's them, right?
Yeah. It seems kind of dumb for them to go after the shooter space. It's like, man, there's just so many. But I guess it's like most games are that. So.
I played Hyperscape. It's kind of fun. Hyperscape.
What is that?
It's kind of like Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
And then I guess there's this game Among Us that everybody's playing.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
I don't know much about it. I think it's kind of like a Clue kind of a thing.
Okay.
Like, but it's like in space. You're in a space station, and supposedly it's. I mean, it's.
It sounds kind of like those board games.
It's the popular one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where you're guessing who's the spy is or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's like that, I think.
Okay. Those are fun. My friend was telling me about a website where you can play board games like online with people, like streaming or whatever. Like, I wanted to check that out because we were doing like D&D for a while, but like we weren't like sharing our screens for some reason. So like I would just like sit there and draw because I was like I'm just getting bored, just not looking at anything.
Right.
And I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. But I was like, if we were playing a board game or something, maybe that'd be more fun because you'd be like actually seeing each other and stuff.
He's got 20th Century Boys is good, and Blame. Love that comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want them all. I want to read them all now.
What's the story with that one?
It's just kind of like a Western. Like he's just wandering, trying to find something, and he encounters a new. But it's like this crazy post-apocalyptic weird future, and he's like slowly going up these levels. He's trying to find humans that have like a certain gene. Do something, and it's really, I mean, the guy's great, and that's his older stuff, so he only gets better. I've read Biomega and Abra, and they're all just kind of the same thing. It's just a lone warrior trying to deliver something, do something, runs into a bunch of weird stuff.
Yeah.
But it's very, I mean, I guess he was an architect by trade.
Yeah.
So, like, there's just a real sense of scale to everything. Okay. So it's pretty epic. He also did Knights of Sidonia, which I haven't read the manga, but I like the show. I like that show. So I think I like his sensibilities. It's really weird, but I think it's great. Yeah. I really like it. So I want to read them all. Cool. They're big. They're nice and oversized. So,
how long is the total?
I don't know. I think there's like 6 or 8 of them, so I'll have to slowly do it. I'll ask Chris over at Pulp, be like, hey, do you have any used copies?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah, I actually think I'm going to go to Comic Bug sometime this week because they're taking trade-ins at Pulp, but I think that you have to make like an appointment, and I'm like, that just sounds really formal. I don't know. So I think I'm going to try to go over to Comic Bug and see. I emailed them, they said I could stop in later this week. And
they're probably just trying to limit, they just don't want everyone coming at once, you know.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe I should, because I just have boxes. I'm trying to clean up my studio/guest room in here for a while, and the boxes of comics is one of the main things I need to deal with. So.
Or just get rid of them? Are you going to try and make money or just drop it off kind of thing?
No, I mean, I just want to store credit. I don't want, money. I just want, like, I don't know. Like, when I used to drop stuff off at Pulp Fiction, like $20, 30, whatever, on stuff, and I'd buy a bunch of, used,
right, just goes right back into the,
Yeah, so... And frankly, right now, it's like, oh, well, maybe they don't want used stuff. I was like, people are buying stuff, and, people don't have money, so used stuff should be hot, too,
Oh, yeah. Well, especially if it's good. I mean, if it's like, would you like Youngblood #1 again? Although that might be coming back with all the cartoonist kayfabe stuff. Do you hear that he sold Youngblood? He doesn't even own that anymore?
Oh, does he? Who did he sell to? I thought he sold the rights, the video rights, but I didn't know.
No, I think he doesn't own any of it anymore.
Who did he sell it to?
It was some producer guy.
Oh. Wait, but that's weird. Why would you sell the rights in entirety?
Hey, Gavosdin's on the chat.
Who?
Dan Gavosdin.
Oh, nice.
Amazing Dapper Dan. When did he chat? You got to get Dan to tell if you listen to his podcast, you'll kind of hear the saga. He's got this like
the thing with the person mailing and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a little bit of it on Facebook. I haven't seen this that much.
Okay. I think that's hilarious. He's like, it's not you, is it, Dylan? I'm like, no, I'm not that creative.
Yeah.
I don't know, Dan, what's happening? Is it time for another backyard visit? I visited him in his backyard.
Oh, nice.
Gavosdin is here in all caps.
Yeah. Where do you see the chat? Is this in YouTube or in...
Yeah, it's on my chat, so it's on mine.
Oh, okay, so I have anything in my...
Yeah, I wonder if there's a way to... if there's a way to have, like, one stream where it's like...
Yeah, well, that would make everything simpler if we just... If, like, I was just a guest on your stream, and... But then, you know, if we're doing this the whole idea is that, like, we're both getting content onto our respective streams, then...
That's good, though, right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Gavazdin's wife has asked him to get the Norman Osborn stocking to stop. That's funny. I wonder who it is. If it's like a creepy person, or if it's like a okay. It's this weekend, huh, Dan? Dan's going to the doctor's this weekend.
For what?
Some kind of surgery.
Actually, that's something I've been dealing with. I was going to tell you. I think I need surgery because I have this, like, injury with my toe. Like, I was running, like about 10 miles a week. Just going out running, and, like, then also my toe started hurting. And I stopped running, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just take some time off, and it'll go away. And it's kind of getting worse. Like, it's just...
oh, no.
Yeah, like what do you call it? Hobble around. You know, like, I it hurts to, like, actually not wear shoes or slippers or something to kind of help pad the foot, you know? Like running is, like, out of the question. Any kind of working out is out of the question. It's, like, it's really shitty, so...
That sucks, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really
or at least go to a doctor and be like, hey, can you look at this?
That's the thing. I went and I did a virtual whatever meeting. They're like, okay, you'll get an x-ray. I went and got an x-ray, like, over a week ago, like on the 8th, and then no one called me. And then I sent a message through Kaiser and was like, hey, I got this thing done. He never got back to me. So I called the line yesterday, and then I need to see if they get back to me. But I'm like, hey, man, you got to tell me if something wrong with my foot, or you got to look at it again, or what the next step is, because, like, I can't do anything. Like,
Gavazdin's getting his gallbladder removed, he says.
Okay.
All right. He'll be like a cyborg. Or he'll be, no, I guess they're not putting a machine in there, but...
No.
Well, how do you feel, Dan? Are you Dapper Dan? Are you nervous about this surgery? Or are you anxious to get it over with, or... I'd be a little anxious, probably. Dapper Gavazdin loaned me Sekiro. Have you played that?
Oh, no.
Pretty good.
Yeah, my friend was really good, yeah.
Yeah. You have the Bloodborne that I loaned you, that I don't think you ever played.
I need to, get that back.
That was back when I opened it. I remember starting it and just going, this is too hard.
Oh, yeah, my friend Alex, who, I don't know if you met him, but he's really into those games. I actually went to his house and watched him play, I don't know, it wasn't Dark Souls, one of those, I think. But I watched him play, like, the same part for, like, half an hour or 40 minutes or something to, just get past it. And I was like, that's amazing, because he actually did it. But, like, that would have been me playing for 40 minutes and then not even, making progress.
Oh, I think, you have to be real patient.
So, yeah.
Dapper Dan says that whatever we liked about him was actually from his gallbladder, and that he'll be a different man. He'll just be a huge jerk without it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's,
Like, you changed, Dan.
Yeah.
Ever since that gallbladder thing, you're not the same. I'm sorry, man. He says he's anxious. I'd be anxious.
Yeah.
I've never gotten surgery. Is this your first surgery, Dan?
Okay.
Have you gotten surgery, Hale?
Yeah, I did a couple years. I had a hernia.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was real easy. That was real, like, simple. It was pretty crazy though, because, like, when they strap you down and stuff, and, like, they're not strap you down, but you're they put your arms in this crazy. Well, at least for mine, they put my arms in this crazy like foam thing. So like your arm is like stuck, so your arm can't move back and forth, and you're like laying out. You're kind of almost like crucified because like your arms are out. Yeah, and then they're like, all right, count backwards, and it hits you. I remember like, oh my god, when that
anesthesia
hits you hard. It's like you're just out like instant. It's like bam.
That's cool.
You're like, oh, kind of way, and you're like, nope, you were done. Like, yeah, it's just like no time.
Anesthesia is a hell of a drug.
Yes.
This is Dapper Dan's first major surgery. Well, congratulations, Dapper Dan. This is one for the books.
Yeah.
It's good I'm not roommates with Dan because I'd just torture him. I'd be like, whatever his least favorite movies were, I'd be like, hey, let's watch Mission Impossible 4. let's watch. Be like, no, I already don't feel good. I'm like, yes. Just so that he could be like, he'd have a memory. First major surgery, wow. Yeah, I haven't had one yet. I'm sure it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I'm kind of preparing myself mentally to have it again, or for the foot, because I'm like, man, I just want this fixed. Like, it's so annoying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, it just feels like there's something wrong with like the bone in my foot or something. So I'm like, I don't know what they could do without surgery to fix it.
Oh, you're thinking it's like a spur or something like that?
Something, I don't know, because it just feels. Yeah, I don't know what you could do. Like, you can't give me medicine for it. Like, I don't think. Like that's not gonna do anything.
Gavazin likes Mission Impossible 4. Does Gavazin like Mission Impossible 2? That's the question.
Oh, hell yeah. That one's awesome. That's like the best one. I love Mission Impossible 2.
That's definitely my least favorite one.
What? Yeah. Dude, they like karate fights on the bike.
They did. It was
realistic.
Very realistic, yes.
I think it's one of, what's his name's last good movies, John Woo's. I mean, how many?
Poor John Woo, man. He just didn't translate to American audiences, really. He had a good ride.
Yeah.
I never saw Wind Talkers, although I always
I actually really liked Wind Talkers. The action in that was, like, really cool. But I think it does feel kind of weird to have his, like, crazy action sensibility sometimes when you're, like, in a more kind of serious movie. But I remember really liking the action. Like, I feel like the Native Americans in it were, like, ninjas. Like, it was insane. Like, they could just do stuff.
Oh, really?
Like, with their tomahawks and stuff, they were just, like, killing Germans, like, left and right.
Nice.
It was cool. But, yeah. It's also ridiculous.
Gavazin agrees with you about Mission Impossible 2. He says it's dumb, but it's amazing.
Yeah. I don't know, the first one, did you like the first one? Like, I have to watch it again. I remember when I first watched it, I was like, I don't know what the heck is going on. It was, like, too convoluted.
I think that's because we were too young.
Maybe, yeah.
And it's like, oh, now, you know what I mean? Now we'd appreciate it.
Yeah. I like the new ones, though. Does he like the new ones? I like the new,
Gavazin, what do you think of the latest one, 5? Did you like that one? I thought that was really good. I think Cavill plays a good bad guy.
Yeah.
The mustache that sunk the Justice League.
Oh, is that because they keep talking about the Snyder Cut that's coming out or whatever? I'm like, did they fix that? Did they do like reshoots? Like, honestly, if they were,
I think they're reshooting with him a little, but also I think he shot a bunch of stuff that wasn't used.
Okay, but I'm saying like literally that's the one thing. Well, that just like the bad guy was boring. Like the bad guy, like it was like. After like watching Avengers and you have Thanos and like has kind of like an interesting, kind of backstory and stuff, like having what's his name, Steppenwolf, like he's just like, hi, I'm here to conquer the world. Why? Just because like.
I think if it would have come out like 10 years ago, everyone would have loved it.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
But the thing is now we have like, oh, it's a superhero movie, but it's also a spy movie. You know, like Winter Soldier. Like, so I think movies. You know, it's like Logan. It's like Gavazden didn't like the first one either, so he needs to rewatch. Maybe you guys can. I like the first one. I mean, it's a different movie though. It's more like cat and mousey, I guess.
Yeah.
And the newer ones are just action.
Yeah.
Talk about a franchise that just kind of corrected itself.
Yeah, right.
It's like Fast and the Furious. Like, they just kind of got better.
Yeah.
One of the few.
Yeah, usually they get worse. Yeah, they just beat them into the ground. I didn't see Hobbs and Shaw.
No, I didn't see. I'm sure it was fine. Yeah.
I think that was, what's his name? Did you see Atomic Blonde?
I started it. I didn't finish it.
Oh my god, that movie was amazing. That's one of the best.
But I loved what's his name in it? Who's the guy?
Oh,
Professor X.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so charismatic.
Yeah.
I think I was at someone's house and it was on, and I just never finished it, kind of thing.
I can't remember his name right now. But yeah, and just the action. I love that brutal, like, really well choreographed action. You can actually see everything happening. You know, like very clear. You know, so no shaky cam. It's like, no, here's what's happening, and it's really brutal and crazy. And
that's all John Wick influence, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the guy. And then, but I think that guy, like, his next movie was Hobbs and Shaw, which I was kind of like, oh, really? Like,
it was?
I thought I could be wrong, but
I don't know. Gavazden, is that true? I want to know what Gavazden's worst, like, the movie he loves to watch that is like a guilty watch. Like, oh, I know it's not any good, but I love it.
Oh, yeah.
What's yours?
Oh, man. You know, movie I haven't seen it in a long time, but I really want to have like a group screening. Masters of the Universe.
I've never seen it. Yeah.
See, I love it. I think if you just watch, like, I don't know, like if you go in thinking it's gonna be like an episode of a cartoon, which is like, when's the last time you saw a cartoon? But it's obviously different, but I think it's great because it takes something from the 80s. You know, like a great, fun kids show from the 80s, and then literally brings it into the real 80s. Like in the movie, I don't know why, but like for some reason He-Man has to run away from Eternia. Like Skeletor's taken over, he's captured the Empress and everything, so everything's bad, and then He-Man leaves, and they jump through this portal, and they end up in the 80s, and like the U.S. here in the 80s. And it's and Courtney Cox is in it, and she's like, 18, 20 years old. And
yeah, baby Courtney Cox.
Yeah, and so she's in it, and then her boyfriend's like a musician, and he has like, this crazy synthesizer, and that ends up being like a huge plot point, is that the key that like allows them to jump between different dimensions and whatnot, and time and whatever, like it's basically a synthesizer. And I'm like, dude, that's great, like that's just really fun, like. So that becomes like a whole plot point. Like, I don't know, I think the plot makes sense. And Skeletor looks really scary. Evil Lynn looks awesome. Even the scenes, like, I'm sure now it looks kind of hokey, but they had, like, they were fighting on, like, hoverboard things. I thought the effects actually looked pretty good, like, back in the day. Like He-Man and these guys are, like, flying down the street. Like, He-Man's, like, blocking shots with his sword, and I don't know, it looks pretty cool, and I think Dolph Lundgren looks pretty cool for, He-Man, like, there's no Prince
Adam. Is that true, Gavazden? Is He-Man cool? I'm asking Gavazden to try. His says his guilty movie is Sphere.
Fear?
Sphere, the Dustin Hoffman one.
Oh!
I like that movie.
I don't know if I've seen that one. Is that an underwater one?
Yeah, I think it's got Sharon Stone and...
Okay. I need to introduce Brenda to Willow. She's never seen Willow.
Willow!
I watched that movie so many times as a kid. Me and my mom used to just watch it all the time.
Willow!
Yeah, it's so good. It's such a fun movie. What's his name?
Val Kilmer was so cool in it. Yeah. Out of the way, Peck.
Yeah, I think he actually married the woman in it, the warrior woman. Like that was his first wife or something in real life.
Oh, really? She was cool. Aww. Romance on the movie set. I like Sphere Dan. Gavazin says he's too young for He-Man.
Damn.
Has you not seen it? Has he not seen it, Dapper Dan? Could you enjoy it as a cultural artifact?
I wonder, like, yeah. See, it's weird watching, like, having, watched the cartoon as a kid. Like, I was really young when that was on, but, like, I really liked it, but, like, I think when the movie came out, I was kind of like, I don't know, it was like I could connect the characters, but I don't know, it wasn't like I had to have the same exact thing. And I feel like people were like, oh, it's so different, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, but you did not want it to be, like the show. Like in the show, Prince Adam was like this punk, and like, the whole time you're just like, can he just turn into He-Man already? Like, this is lame. Like, he's just...
Oh, his alter ego?
Yeah.
Yeah. I never watched He-Man.
Yeah.
I was like a Transformers G.I. Joe guy.
Okay, yeah, I watched those too. But He-Man, I definitely watched a lot of too.
You know what I watched was Silverhawks. Did you watch Silverhawks?
Yeah.
I loved Silverhawks. Yeah. Wait, so Kavazdan, how old are you?
Yeah.
How old is this young punk? How old are you, Hale?
I'm 37.
Yeah, you are. Oh, I think Kavazdan's like, I don't even know if he's 30.
Really?
He might be like 30, 1 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, then that's like. Did you watch Pokemon? Because I never.
Yeah, it was on a little bit. I think I watched like little episodes here, but I could never get into it. It felt like really kiddie to me. I didn't really.
That's. I mean, I think we missed that. We were like too old. Transformers, though.
Yeah.
That was my jam, man. I love Transformers. Like when Optimus Prime died, I cried.
Oh yeah, that movie's amazing. The animated one. Still a great movie.
I can appreciate it now, but at the time I was like, ugh. Kavaz is 34.
Okay. Wait, you didn't like the Transformers movie that came out?
When I was a kid, I thought it was just, I'm like, they got rid of all the ones I love.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I was like tearing up.
I know, I cried. I hate it. They killed like everyone on the ship. Like there was no one except for like Bumblebee left.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't know why they had to kill everybody. You could have like. They killed Jazz. They killed Ratchet. Yes, I remember all these names.
I didn't remember them all dying. I thought the only person died.
Yeah, they died on the spaceship when.
Oh, in the beginning or something, right?
Where they like and they like sneak in through the spaceship.
Oh, okay.
Kavazdan loved Pokemon. Now, Kavazdan, how come you're Pokemon and not Digimon? At what point is the difference here? Because in one of my classes, one of the students, I was like, what Dare to Be Stupid, weirdest song choice ever. Yes, it was. It's a good, I appreciate the movie now, but man, at the time, I was like, just bring back Optimus Prime, please.
Yeah. Well, I remember
and then when he came...
Okay.
No, I was going to say, you remember when they brought him back and he was bad, and then... in the cartoon, in the TV series, it was like they found him and they like resurrected him, but he was somehow.
I didn't know they like connected the two. I thought this movie was just kind of like a standalone thing.
Oh no, that was their reboot, and then the show. That's how they introduced the new toys, and then the new show was like Generation 2, and then the show was all about the new people, and I don't think it did as well at all. Like.
Okay. You know, I really love the Beast Wars. Did you watch Beast Wars?
Yep, I watched that. I watched that in college. I had a roommate, and we would it was our guilty pleasures, like Saturday mornings. We'd watch Beast Wars and eat cereal.
Dude, Beast Wars was awesome. Like, the shows, like that show, because people got shot. I was like, oh, finally a show where, like, people, like, you know, every show you ever watched as a kid, everybody's shooting a gun all the time. No one ever gets hit. And you're like, this is so stupid. Like, G.I. Joe. Everybody's got a laser gun. No one ever gets shot. The only thing you can get shot is a vehicle. You know, and you're like, this is ridiculous. Like, you know, and then Beast Wars, they started shooting, and, like, people got hit and blown up, but it worked because, you know, obviously the robots, and then they got to they put them back together. But they were still out of commission. You're like, okay, that's cool. Like, there was actual, like, effects, you know, like, other stuff was like, oh, yeah, like, everybody just shoots, nothing ever happens, so just send in a guy to do karate or something. He's actually better than the gun people, you know?
Right. Gavazin did not like Digimon. He says it's a blatant ripoff. So any Digimon folks who are watching this, we want your input. Because I know there are some people that like Digimon.
Oh, yeah.
But I have not seen either. But I understand Pokemon's like a thing, especially if you... I think that's like... Gavazin, is that like your Transformers Pokemon? Is that like your... Did you cry ever in a Pokemon episode?
I don't think Pokemon ever got that deep. I could be wrong, but...
I think it did. I think there were a couple episodes where, like... There were, you know, Marvel turned down the rights to Pokemon at some point.
Really? Wow.
The comic book rights? That's so dumb.
Oh, yeah.
So is the comic book industry falling apart? Is that what's happening these days?
Oh, I don't know. It always is, isn't it? Like, I mean, did you read the history of the Marvel, whatever company? That guy put
the
out
one about the about how they almost went bankrupt and everything.
Yeah,
they went bankrupt. Yeah, I have it. I started reading it. I haven't finished it.
That's a really good book. But like, yeah, you're just like, dude, there's always like crises, and then, you know, they come back, and, you know, maybe, I don't know, man. It's not gonna go away. There's too, you know what? Frankly, there's too many of us that love making and love reading them. That even if Marvel and DC stop, you know, being the big players, then, you know, Image will still be around. I mean, they're doing well. Like, you know.
Gavazin says that Pokemon is like our Transformers. He definitely cried, and he's still haunted by the Ghost Town episodes. So that had gravitas.
Okay.
Pokemon.
Didn't know it. Never knew.
So we missed out. We missed out on. We can't knock Pokemon. That's like.
Yeah.
Gavazin, it was very nice to hang out with you, man. Keep us posted on your surgery.
Uh-huh.
And the Norman Saga.
Yeah, the Norman Saga.
Bye, Dan. That's fun. So our streams will be destinations for pop culture and comics and.
Yeah. I need to. I don't even like tell people I'm doing this yet because I'm just like. Nervous.
Put on your... No, get him around here, then we can talk to him and stuff.
Yeah.
So wait, did you ever get into Evangelion?
Oh, we were talking... I need to finish it. I watched, like... I don't know. Most of it. I think I have, like, 3 or 4 episodes or something left since they put it on Netflix. I think it's cool. I think it's such a weird... It's a very, maybe like if you're Japanese, it makes more sense or something, but the tone shifts, because sometimes it's so goofy.
Oh, yeah.
Cheesecake, you know, like they're looking at the girls.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
And then all of a sudden it's this super deep, but I think that's kind of a thing, you know? Like, I think, even like Ghost in the Shell, well, Ghost in the Shell is not that blatant, but there are moments where you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that you needed to go there, but let's get on with the story.
Yeah.
I loved that series. I love
Yeah, check it out. I mean, I really liked it. It was just like there's something about just like even if you get rid of like some of the bigger philosophical things, I think like the whole concept of like defending the town against these giant robots, it was such a cool like big, set pieces and stuff. That's such a cool concept, That,
oh yeah, and the animation was so great.
Yeah, I love how they had to deal with the different ones, and like they had different weapons, and they like and then they had the limitations where they'd have to like they could only unplug for like what was it, like a few minutes or something, and then the thing would be dead.
Yeah,
I thought that was great. I mean, that's like really, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like these things, take like a crazy amount of power, I'm sure. So.
Gavazin says we have to listen to the annual episode of his podcast, so we'll have to do that next time and then talk about it.
He has an episode about Evangelion?
No, I don't know. Because he just wrote. I think maybe he updates everyone on the Norman saga. Or something.
Okay, got it. I wonder how this person got his address. That's the only thing that's a little weird. It's like, unless he.
Well, I don't know if they're sending it to his address or to a
PO box.
A P.O. box.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I don't know. I missed that. We'll have to find out.
So what do you? Oh, did you hear? What do you call it? That Microsoft bought Bethesda.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, from them, it's probably a smart move. People are just wondering, like, are the new Elder Scrolls or Fallouts, are they going to be Xbox exclusives?
I don't know. I was tempted. I looked to see if I could get an Xbox this morning, but I couldn't, so I was like,
Oh, okay. Oh, they're sold out too?
I think so. Or they just haven't gone on sale yet. Gavazin says that episode's all about the Norman stuff, so
okay. Got it.
We can get updated on the saga. That's so funny that he has this whole...
One day.
And it sounds like it's really granular. Like they talk about, like it's obviously like a super fan who's doing it. Yeah, you should watch. Well, you gotta finish Evangelion, and then I want you to watch Knights of Sidonia and tell me what you want to think, because it's kind of like Evangelion-y, but not. Like, it's a big mech space thing,
right,
but then it's like... okay, bye, Gavazden. He says he has to really go now. We'll have to harass him and see how he's doing with his recovery. I imagine that's kind of a more routine surgery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Probably in and out.
I mean, I'm not a doctor, but it seems like a more routine thing.
Yeah. Definitely right.
I want you to look at Pixiv sometime. Just look at all the different.
I looked at it. It's kind of like it's like an Asian.
It's kind of like an art station kind of thing. So it's got because it's got everything. It's got like the really ridiculous, but also the really like. You're like, oh wow, that looks great. Kind of stuff. Pixiv does a lot of contests with like Clip Studio.
Oh, okay.
the thing you're gonna be a mascot for.
And so they just released a new version of Procreate. I gotta try that out. Some new features.
Is that them too, or is that?
Huh?
Is that Pixiv too? I mean, is that Clip Studio?
No.
Is that Clip Studio? Oh, it's a different thing altogether.
Oh, what are you talking about?
You said Procreate.
Yeah, I was saying they're releasing a new. They just released a new thing. That's all I was bringing up.
Oh, okay, but that's different than Clip Studio.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I love Procreate's like my favorite thing, just to like draw sketching. Yeah, I gotta take stuff to Clip for the final. But actually, I did this. I don't know if you saw my last thing I put on Instagram, but I did this comparison. Right, I did this one. Took this one kind of layout from there's like a portion of a panel that I just really liked for some reason, and then I drew it twice. I drew it once in, kind of refined it once in.
Oh, I think I did see that post. Okay, and you had like the two different
versions of the guy.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
And
that's cool.
I kind of like the Procreate one more. Like it's just, I could do kind of that style in Clip as well, but I got this new this brush I've been trying out. At first I didn't like it because it was called like a sable inker, and I was like, but it's not very clean. It's very like textury, but I actually really like it now. And I'm like, and I'm trying to do more looser, kind of feeling stuff. And then just did some quick like watercolor over with the same guy's brushes, and they're like, I just really like that feel. Like it's just like. And I definitely couldn't do it with like real watercolor. I need to try real watercolor more, but I feel like I just
like real life, like
up.
IRL.
Yeah.
IRL kind of
like
watercolor.
Cecilia, yeah.
All right, this looks good. I think. I mean, my coloring's pretty basic, but.
Let me see. Oh, you know what I'm gonna get soon? I'm gonna buy myself a. Oh, nice. Did you just do all that today?
I colored it. It was already drawn and flatted.
Okay, yeah. No, I thought I looked at it for a second before, but yeah, it looks good.
Thanks.
So what's gonna happen, like the background and stuff? Are you just working on the figures now, or?
So I do backgrounds are separate assets. Mm-hmm. So and I have to think about what the background is going to be.
But how do you do that? Because you work on paper, so you just like scan it and cut it out or something?
Yeah. So I'll flat and compress the layers on the characters, so they're like, okay, it's almost like animation, where it's like, okay, I have the character thing, and then put it on top of the background. Because that way, if I ever want to do a motion comic,
gotcha.
The assets are already separated, or if I just want to do a little. And it kind of makes me think about the background more because I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm just paying attention to this because this is the only thing here.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like, we're just going to throw some color in here. Like I do the manga move where you're like, action lines, little color.
Yeah.
Because, it's not always about the background. You don't need to.
I'm just surprised that like you literally go and cut the lines out. Like that seems just like very time intensive, like very.
No, I don't cut it out. All I do is select the background, delete it, and then the characters are there. And then you just highlight the whole thing and paste it on top of the background. Oh, I'll show you. We'll go through this whole experience. I just don't know what's in this.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see your process for that because that sounds. To me, that sounds hard, but.
Well, it kind of is. It's more work, because it's like, I'm doing this. You basically do the same thing twice in a way. You're like, okay, let me do the characters. I'll flat them, I'll color them, then I'll compress them, and now they're a thing. Then I do the background, I flat, I color, I compress them. Now it's a thing, and then I merge the two.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's kind of. It is a little more work, I think. It builds character.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everything. Yeah, like what I'm doing now, like thinking something like if I just drawn this digitally, I'd be done. You know, like I wouldn't need to do all.
Yeah, I haven't made the leap to like, oh, I'm going to draw this digitally. I haven't done that yet. I haven't quite.
I'm telling you, man. Awesome.
I know. I'm sure I will.
I feel like if I ever get like actually hired by like a big company or something, they're like, oh, you have to bang these things out. I'd be like, oh, I'd have to go digital. But I for now, I'm enjoying the process of drawing on paper and being able to take some more time and do all this ridiculous refinement at the end. But I don't know. I feel like there's so many artists I really like who work traditionally and you get to sell stuff. You have an original and eventually I feel like you can't. I think it's harder later on to go back and be like, oh, I've been working digitally for years. Let me draw on paper now to try to make some money. It's gonna be a lot harder. So.
A lot of people have gone there, though. I know the Walking Dead guy, I think, is digital now. Gibbons.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Clip Studio guy.
Which is crazy to me, because I'm like, you were good enough to do Watchmen for all those years without it. And,
I don't think he's drawn that much. I think he's, like... I think he works with consulting, and there's just so much money. I don't think there's money to be like, let me... Unless it's like Mark Millar going, hey, let's do a thing. And you're like, which he did. I guess he did Kingsman. I'm trying to find my color palette here.
Okay.
I think it's in here. Yeah, I think it's this one. Do you ever do that in Photoshop?
What?
Do the,
Do you make like your own palette or something?
Yeah, I'm trying to... Yeah, and it goes like, oh, here's the color scheme. That's a little unsettling.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I kind of like that, though.
Oh, the color themes. Oh, no, I've not...
Color themes,
I read about it or saw something about it, Oh, I think I was talking earlier. What I'm gonna buy myself a second monitor. So stuff like this, and yeah.
Wait, do you need a monitor? Do you want me? I have one. Let me just give it to you.
Well, no, I'll buy one. It's alright. I'm like.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Because I kind of want to get a nice one that's like.
Oh, you want to?
For other stuff too, like.
Are you saying you don't want my janky monitor?
Well, so you have 3 monitors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, well, because what happened was I had 2.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine gave me one.
Okay.
So I have like one that's sort of just lying around.
Okay. Oh, how big is it?
I don't know, normal size. I can measure it and let you know.
Okay.
The colors on it's okay.
Yeah.
I think it. I'm sure there's a way to adjust it, right? But I don't know if you want something nice. You can do it. But if you're like,
really
I
nice,
just need something.
I think I'm gonna get something like I want like a 24-inch one, and I want something that's like got decent. I've been reading that IPS is the best. I think most of them are IPS now, but are like good color quality. So. But the Cintiq will still be my primary because I've always had good luck with like what looks on the screen and how it prints on the Cintiq at least. So I don't really feel like I need something to be better than Cintiq. But I just need something like this where I could be like looking at your screen at the same time or checking OBS and seeing what I mean. Like, so I can't do that right now. So.
Oh right. No, it helps to have. Because like I have the Cintiq and then I just look up and there's the monitor.
Yeah.
Well, let me know.
Is it an HDMI? Oh yeah, what's the connector on it? That's the other thing.
Oh, I think it's VGA.
I'll have to look because I have mine. The Cintiq is hooked up to my VGA right now, so I don't know. I was just worried, didn't know if it would.
I mean, you could get an adapter, but
yeah, oh, that's true.
I think that's what. I kind of like the orange eyes. She had blue eyes, but now she has orange eyes. Now they both have orange eyes, which is a little unsettling, which is good. And it's like,
Nice.
yeah, which is good. Yeah, I love Evangelion. I love I liked Knights of Sidonia. I liked I never got into Robotech. I mean,
yeah, okay.
That's the original for me. Like, I love that show so much.
I think I started watching one of them, and it was like the first one's kind of slow or something.
It might be, I mean, it's pretty dated.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty old at this point. So I think you kind of have to look at it as like an artifact.
Who are they fighting that? Is it aliens or something, or like?
It's basically like Pacific Rim kind of ripped it off. Like it's basically like, oh, this alien tech is here. So wasn't that Pacific Rim? And this alien tech is here, so let's use it for our own purposes.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
And let's fight the aliens. Or Independence Day 2 definitely had Robotech vibes. Like,
oh, okay. I did not see that.
I didn't either, but I know they like used more of the alien tech on their ships and stuff.
Okay.
But that's the whole thing is like this alien tech was here, and so they reused it. And now they're fighting the aliens, and the aliens. At some point, I specifically remember this, like because they get in these huge jet fighters that basically transform into robots, right? And the jet fighters, when they're transformed, are the same size as the aliens.
Oh, okay.
So like it was like, oh, whoa! Like you didn't know that. The scale discrepancy, because it's just like cut to the aliens, cut to the humans, cut to that, and then when they meet the first time, you're like, oh my god, they're huge.
Oh, okay.
And then they're like, oh, you're little. Like, what the heck? Like, so it's fun. Oh yeah, Robotech. I think that's on Netflix.
Yeah, that's. I think I started watching it on there, and then
I love Robotech. I have some Robotech references in this issue, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm drawing on like Robotech and a little Evangelion, a little Escaflowne. Did you ever watch that one? I like that one, The Vision of Escaflowne.
I've heard of it. But...
It's fun. That's on Funimation right now. I'm watching that. These look good. That's good. Unless I want to make her eyes more... This is the stage where you get, like, nitpicky, right? You're like, oh, should I, increase the, shade of the,
Yeah. This is the hard way.
Oops. I'm gonna... Oh yeah, all that stuff. I love that stuff. But I really like Blame. I really like it. So I wanna. I don't think there's anything to it. It's kind of like when I say Western, because it's like the lone warrior goes into the new town, encounters this thing, moves on to the next town. Except in this, it's like he's going up levels, and it's all like cyborg, bio, mutant, mecha, weird shit. And each little level has like a different, like what's the word I'm looking for? Almost like a different like little world, like a different habit, culture, and like there's different things, and then there's some crossover. You start to see like, oh, the builders, the watch. What are the that are on every level? It seems, and they're like kind of the bad guys, but but man, he's so talented. I hate him. He's one of those, you're just like, okay. Especially when you think about his output. Like, you can be like, oh yeah, Daniel Warren Johnson, that's great. I'm like, yeah, but he's not doing 14 pages every week.
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what they do, right? Isn't it like, it's like 10 or 14 pages a week.
Wow. Yeah, Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
I'm sure he's got his style has like developed. Like when you look at his newest thing, Possumus, it's very different. It's really different. There's hardly any blacks. Whereas in Blame, it's like he's almost like he's got Sharpie going. So much black and ink. That's cool. I like them all. I mean, it's kind of the same. Like Blame, Biomega, and Abra kind of merged together in my head. It seems like. Because it's kind of like, oh, it's something, and he has these motifs that he likes. Like he likes the bear character. It's like this humanoid bear. Like there's one of those in Knights of Sidonia. I think they're technically all connected. Like there's some thread that runs through everything, but I don't know. You can read it online and look at it. I'm sure and see. You can see what I'm talking about. One of those sites. I'm going to get a glass of water. I'll be right back.
Oh, I do. So no class today?
Okay, I'm back. What'd you say?
No class today?
No, I do. I'll have starts at 12:30, so I'll have to go in a little bit.
Okay.
I see. If we start early like this, I can get more time in.
Yeah. No. Yeah. This is good. I mean, pretty much.
And then you just, at least when you go on with the rest of the day, you're like, okay, well, I got that done.
Yeah, exactly. This is good. This is something that, like, the cleanup, it's like, I don't mind doing it. I probably would have done it during Civic Sketch tonight, but now I can do something else tonight. Like, yeah, maybe something else. Or...
Now, are you guys meeting in person, or is it...
Nah, just online. So.
Just a virtual?
Yeah. It's good. Last week was really... There weren't many people for some reason, but... Yeah, actually, I went to an IRL meeting the other day. There's a new group here. It's kind of our sister group called Culver City Sketching or something like that. But the organizer of that, he did a plein air kind of thing. Did you ever go to Fox Hills Park? It's right near the
mall?
Yeah, right near the mall, yeah. It's nice. It's like this. It's interesting because it's like raised up. So when you're there, like you're higher than like almost all the buildings around you. Like, I mean, you don't see much, but there's like, what do you call it? Tennis courts. You know, there's all the stuff there, which is cool. But and they have places where you can like grill and stuff. Like they have the built-in, you know, little grills that you can use. But yeah, so we went there and we were hanging out. He actually brought like oil paint. He was doing like, you know, real oil paint. But then me and my friend Alex went and we were just, you know, sketching our sketch. I was working on layouts for a book but yeah, it's cool just to be out there. You know, we're wearing our masks all the time and stuff. But
it's cool.
It's cool to. Yeah.
So do you see my screen?
Yeah.
So that's flatted, and I just took away the background.
Oh wait, hang on a second. I think it's a little behind for some reason.
Oh, okay. So I flatted the image, and I just select the background.
Yeah. Delete it. Got it.
So now it's like, okay, now it's here. Now I can start doing.
But where's the actual drawing background? Like, where are the lines? So
Well, sometimes I draw them and I import it, and then it's a separate image that I merge it to. Or sometimes I'll just draw it.
Oh, they're not even the same piece of paper.
Oh,
that makes more sense. Because I thought you were like going in, drawing on the paper, then going, you know, around the figures and cutting them out.
No, I mean, some pages I'll do background and characters together.
Yeah.
But other times I'm like, oh, let me do these separate, so.
Yeah, okay, got it.
It kind of depends. Yeah. So now I'm going to do this. I save it as like a different file now. So this is one C. Issue 7, bro.
Damn, dude. Kill it.
Right? Yeah, but it takes so long.
Yeah.
This looks good, though. I'm happy. I'm happy. There was this kind of music, it's called like happy hardcore. Yeah, here, I want to try that out. They had like, it's kind of like, it's almost like spinning type music, you know, where it's like, doom, 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 and then they got the piano and the... Is that the one, Happy Hardcore? There was one that had all these, like... Mombathon, maybe that was it. Mombathon, what's that? Maybe, I'm sure there's some crossover here. What was it? It was like pop, new disco, electro house. I'm just looking at the future bass. Let's see what that is. Oh no, I don't think I would like this. Electro. How about electro? This is the kind of pop, like... Oh yeah, no, here, this is good. This is like... What is this? I don't remember. It's electro. Electro. Yeah, I like this. This is all like...
How do you queue up the music? Do you just like... You're basically just opening a player from their website and then anything?
Yeah, I'm on their website, and then you search, and then you go like... I want to only see stuff that's licensable, and then they have a genre, and then you pick.
Okay. That's right.
That way it's safe, you know.
Yeah.
That way if someone's watching it, there's a little something.
Yeah.
You're not going to get your favorite top 40 hits, but...
Yeah.
But we don't need that.
No.
We don't need that corporate stuff. What else am I reading? Oh, I'm reading this comic called Elmer. Did you ever hear that one?
No.
So anthropomorphic chickens.
Is it a manga?
It's really good. It's kind of depressing. No, I think it's like an indie book.
Okay.
Sounds like a manga though. You're like, oh, what is that like? And then I read the new X-Men. I told you that.
Yeah.
Which I liked.
The new events, or like, or are you talking about the?
Are
you talking about the what's it called? House of X and?
Yeah, the first one, House of X, Powers of X,
Yeah.
that stuff. I don't know why this is doing this. This is weird. Weird. I don't know why it's doing this. Let's see if this will help. This isn't working. I don't know why this is not working.
What are you trying to do?
Oh, now it works.
Oh.
I'm just trying to do a square selection. It wasn't liking it when I selected it with my mouse, but it likes it if I do the Cintiq. Yeah, you gotta start broadcasting your stream, Dan.
Yeah, well, that was the idea. I was like, yeah, this will really help my output. Is if I tell people, okay, like every Tuesday,
Tune
Thursday, I'll be
Yeah,
on
yeah.
at 9 a.m. You know, that way I'll like have to get up and. Outside of Brandon, I tell Brandon, I'm like, make me go get coffee for us. So I go out and get coffee, then I come back. You know, so I have to do that before she leaves at like 8:30.
There you go.
So that way, yeah.
You're like, I gotta go. I gotta get That's funny. This is Jingle Bells, like techno Jingle Bells. It's pretty. It's pretty good. I like this. This one. Oops. Oops. So then I paste these each under their own layer so I can move them around as assets.
What's up with the grid thing?
That was for to get my panel borders. I just took it away.
Oh, how do you do the panel borders?
I just do them as a layer mask. And I have the outsides as one mask, and then the inside borders is another mask, see? So that way it's like... I don't know, it's just the way I've done it.
You know what's well, I don't... You can try this. This is the way I do it in Photoshop. So, fill... and this gives you guys like 90-degree angle, because I'm really into that. Like crispy, square corners. So
right.
take a layer and just fill it. Like basically, all you have to do is make a white rectangle or white whatever shape it is, but usually rectangle. White rectangle. Set your layer. Put a stroke on the layer to inside, and set it to inside to whatever width you want the border to be. And then set it to multiply. So then you don't actually see that white shape. And you can do all of your, you can do different layers, or you just merge them all in one layer. And there's basically any one that shape in there will, be your borders. That's it.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
So just a white rectangle. Because when you hit set to multiply, the white disappears, right? So then you just have your black borders. And it's just one layer set with a stroke on it, and then you can put all your... And it keeps it really consistent, too. And then what I'll sometimes do is, if I want to be really precise, I'll have, like, the whole overall, the border that goes around the whole... Most of the panels or the whole page. And then I'll go in and I'll actually have I'll make, just in a new file, like, say I want whatever you want your gutters to be, 10 pixels or 25, 50, whatever. Just make a new... canvas, and it's like 25 pixels high by 1,000 wide or whatever it is, and then paste that in there, and you use that as a selection to cut, and then that way your panel board is exactly even every time. You just place that, you place that layer that's basically a really thin strip, then you select it, go to your panel border layer and delete it, and then that way, that's like for half-breed, that's how I did all my borders, and so. Or
nice. Okay.
Or you're doing but you don't do you do drawn borders or just white borders?
Right now I'm just doing white ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well.
But I see what you're saying. If I was doing the drawn.
If you're doing drawn ones, definitely check out my method because it works really well. And then what you can also do if you want them to be like pixels, if you want to change the color or something later, you can just do copy all, like when you just have the panel borders on that layer and nothing else, you just copy all and paste, and then it'll paste them as pixels, then just delete the white, and then you just have all your borders. And that's all,
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'm going to have to trouble you about this, I think, at some point.
But those look really consistent, so are you just eyeballing the gutters, or...?
No, that's why the grid.
Oh, got it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there you go. The thing that works, why I would, the other thing you do is, just select one of those, that shape of the border, like I said, fill it, and then just paste it, so that way if you want to do an angled border or something, it'd be the same size, just all over the page.
Right.
So,
no, it would help for the angles, because I sort of have to eyeball those.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. I need to do... I'm going to have a post-apocalyptic... Well, what is my background? What are they fighting in? They're fighting these monsters.
Wait, have you not drawn the background yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh, so you drew the figure. Well, how did you compose the scene if you know it was going to be in the background?
Well, this one's easy because I know, like, it's basically I'm referencing in my head.
Yeah.
I'm referencing. Do you ever play any of those video games like Azure Lane?
No, what is that?
But basically, this is how they open. There's like a girl that pops in the screen. Is like, "We need your help."
Oh.
And there's like a background. So I want it to look a little video gamey.
Yeah.
You know, so there'll just be like a background. In Azure Lane, everything's on the ocean.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I'm going to do this on the ocean. Everything's kind of like
what's
steampunky Wild West themed.
I'm really interested in like your writing process because I feel like you go so many different places with this book. You know, like which is fun. You're allowed to kind of like it's like your playground, right? Like your different ideas and different things you're into.
Right.
Like how do you pick and choose like which references to bring in and what adventures are going to go on? You know.
You just kind of go, oh, and then this will happen, and then you go, oh yeah, and then we'll, because for this he gets well, we haven't gotten there yet. So, but in the end of in a couple panels, he's gonna get frozen. He's gonna get turned to stone.
Okay.
By Maggie on accident.
Oh right.
And so this is like they're trying to fix him, and they upload his brain to this computer. So that they can try and fix his body, you know, and he's in the computer. And so it's kind of like he's like creating this world inside his head in the computer. And so it's like, and so the whole theme of it is that it's like he's kind of lost in this game.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to go back to reality.
Okay. Oh.
Because it's like it's so fun, and they like him here, and no one picks on him, and it's kind of like life, right? I mean, there's a lot of guys who just like get lost in playing video games and don't want to talk. You know, it's hard to talk to people and girls and all that stuff, and get rejected, and because that's what happened in the past few issues. Like he made a move on this girl, and then she rejected him, and so he's like, and he gets picked on at school, but in this game he's valued.
Yeah.
And he's a hero, so he doesn't want to leave. And they said they're going to send in the dragon to try and get him out, and he doesn't want to leave. And then there's this. He eventually leaves, of course. So it's kind of like, remember Pinocchio, that island? Where they all turn to donkeys and stuff?
No, I don't remember that.
You never saw Pinocchio?
It's been a very long time.
You have to watch Pinocchio. It's the scariest thing in the movie.
Really?
It's kind of like that, but it's so good. And where they go to Pleasure Island.
Okay.
And they all turn into donkeys, and then they become slaves.
Whoa! In the movie?
Yes.
What the fuck? Yeah.
And so, but also, I had to say, because I was like really depressed for a certain amount of time, and I remember playing Fallout 4, and really, because you had to build up your character and build this environment and build the camps, and I was like, you know what, life is like this game. I just need to get stronger.
Yeah.
You know, and also like he there's this episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. This is very similar. Like, I forget that it was like Quark's kid or nephew got hurt, and he was in like a simulation where he was running a casino, and he was just like still happy, and he was like, why would I leave? This is great.
Yeah.
So it's like that. So I'm hoping it reads as like, it's a two-parter, issue 7 and 8, is that it's about like the lures of the artificial.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, yeah.
So, like, what kid at some point is it going to be like, I don't know, I just want to play a game, or I just want to, you know, look at stuff on the internet or whatever. You know, it's kind of like, because the real world is not nice sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's part of the story here. So that's where that came from. But that kind of came organically. At first, it was thinking of making it like a detective story. He's like, he can't remember who he is.
Oh, that's cool.
And so he has to like find pieces of himself.
Wow, that's really fun. That's a cool idea too.
And but I couldn't quite crack it. And then I thought of this. I was like, oh, this will be fun. So, but I could still do that in another way, because I mean, it's once you throw in magic and monsters, you can kind of do whatever. You're like, oh yeah, now you're trapped in a computer simulation, you know, to protect you while we're. Are you okay? How are you?
I move this thing out of the way.
My dog can hear me talking to you, so she's like, what's going on? Who are you talking to? Do you want to see Dan? Here, come up here. Can you see her?
It's a little behind for some reason. Oh wait, I think. Wait a minute. You can put it out. I'm sure I'll see her in a second. There's like a... Looks like about 20, 30 second delay for us. For me at least.
She's my... Don't your cats hang out with you while you play video games? She's like half cat. She's just like, oh, I'll sit on your lap while you play. She loves that. And then if I get up, I get this look like, what are you doing?
Oh, there it is. You know. Okay. She just about, it's like a minute delay.
She's a good little dog.
Yeah, we wish we could get a
Aren't
dog.
you?
We wish. One day.
With the cats and everything?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Bo lived with my parents for a while when I went to Alaska. And he lived there, and they had 2 or 3 dogs at the time, and he was fine. Like, we actually think before I adopted him, he was at some point lived in a house that had dogs because he's not like afraid of them.
Oh yeah, I guess if they grow up with it and it's like always around, it's not a thing, then you just have to be in the middle of everything, don't you? Okay, there you go.
You know, I'm actually amazed that my cats haven't been more disruptive. Well, one cat just sleeps all. No, like at some point. Actually, no, this is good too because they.
It's too early for them.
Huh? Yeah, it is.
Is it too early for them?
Yeah, like around. Usually, when I'm starting to work, that's right when they decide, like, oh, I want to hang out and do stuff. And you're like, oh, I need to work, and they're like walking over to the keyboard and everything.
Yeah, I remember that one time they were.
Yeah, it'll happen. I'm sure it'll happen more. Actually, the one Penny, she walked up right before. She was like walking up, and I was like, "Uh-oh!" But then she left. So.
I might do like a ruined city here.
So now you're gonna. But how do you do that? Because, well, I guess you already have the other thing to go off of the.
Yeah, the figures are there.
That's so funny. Like, do you do this a lot where you're doing the background, like after, like you've already drawn the figures and all that stuff, and now?
Sometimes, like half the time, because in my head I'm like, oh, I have an idea, sort of.
Yeah.
I want it to look real. I'm gonna do some photo ref and kind of like trace over it, and then you know what I mean, like make it my own. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that looks cool. And the dog is fine now. She's like, oh, okay. I just needed my my moment.
Yeah.
I just needed to be the only thing in your world for a second. Let's see, something like this. Yeah, look at that. And then I think I'll do just the same background, because that's the idea. It's like, it's supposed to look a little cheap.
Mm-hmm. But see, you have that reference, so like, what are you going to do? Are you actually going to like print that out, or are you just going to like look at it, or as you draw it? Or?
I'll like trace over it
Okay.
and kind of change it and
Okay.
make it my own.
Yeah.
I'll probably go for the major shapes and then I'll change stuff.
Okay. Did you just find that like Googling like post-apocalyptic or something? Okay, yeah.
It was like post-apocalyptic city. I'm like,
Nice.
oh.
Yeah, I actually I was looking up reference for horses because this one scene, this guy, he's riding a horse from behind, and I was like, man, that's a really hard angle to like for me to get. And I was looking up reference, and I saw this one really cool dynamic image. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna trace that. I'm just gonna use that. Like it looks better than what I